Yeah, what's up guys, welcome back to your JavaScript series brought to you by CodeToCreate. In case you skipped the previous episodes, previous episode and bumped into this one, my name is Tony Cletus and you're highly welcome to this episode 27 where we'll be dealing with objects. So in this episode we are going to learn how to create objects using literary notation pattern, or as well I can also call it object initializer pattern. So in the literary notation pattern, we'll try to use an example. Let's say we have a company with employees. So these employees, there we have a name, we have salary, and we have bonus. So these are three properties that we're going to define inside our objects. So let's quickly learn how to create objects using literary notation pattern with just these three properties that we mentioned. So first of all, let me have title for this program and the topic. So we say title is equal to program for employees of a company, topic literary notation pattern or object initializer pattern. All right, let's begin. So the first thing we'll do, JavaScript deals with variable declaration a lot to do a lot of things. Like we want to declare a variable now, so that's how we'll also do it. Like we want to create objects. So you say var, let's do it for John, the person John. Let's say John is an employee of this company we're talking about. So var John is equal to, and you open this curly braces, and the first property is going to take is the name. So we'll just put the name of John there. So let's say John Hart, and we separate it with a comma. Now take note, in object-oriented programming you separate properties with comma. So and the second property is salary, and it's going to hold an integer at its value. So let's put 5,000 there as its salary. So the third is the bonus, so we can put a float there. Objects take different data types, they combine different data types together. So let's say 500.5, that is the bonus, and here we have a comma and we'll declare our function. Mind you, sorry, I won't call this function again. Any function declared inside an object is called method. Please, that is a normal convention for that. So what we'll not do now is to have a method that will give a total pay. It will just sum up salary and bonus together. So let's do that. We say total pay, and we have a function which is a method, and you do a curly braces, and we say okay, let's just test it out for a spin. Now supposing we want to access the name property, just the name property in this object, how do you think you can do that? You can just do that by typing the name of the object John, then appending it to the name, you understand? And that's just it. Let's say we want to test this. Let's say we want to console.log this on our console to see whether we can access the name John Hart, you understand? Okay, so we have to also call this function, and it's John that's going to call this function. You go ahead and do this John.totalPay. So what we're trying to say is that John object has called this method called totalPay, and if it calls this method called totalPay, that means this one will run. So let's do console.log John name. So we're trying to output John Hart on the screen. So let's save this now and go to our console and refresh. So we have John Hart here. Alright, so that's not what we want to do here. We want our method to calculate the total pay, that is summing up salary and bonus together, so I will know how much we are to pay this employee. So we'll just do John.salary plus John.bonus. So I'll now come here and let's just put a string to make this very beautiful. So we'll say the total pay for, now append this and append this again, and I'll come here and say John.name, and another string here is the $sign. So let's save this and let's refresh this. First of all, I have to clear this console and refresh. So say the total pay for John Hart is 5,000. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to do something here. So let's put this inside a parenthesis. Okay, so it will just sum up this together and append the value, the total value, to this one. So let's save this and refresh. I'll clear this again, then refresh. The total pay for John Hart is 5,500.5, and if you check, 5,000 plus 500.5 is $5,500.5. So it's in dollars. So I hope you're not confused by this. These are just the normal string concatenation, concatenations. So let's try to do this for another employee. Let's say we have another employee. I'm sorry if you are hearing that TV from the parlor. It's actually my siblings. All right, so let's do this for another employee, Jane. So I'll just copy this, and let's say we have an employee called Jane. Name this variable Jane, and then call this Jane Smith. Okay, so let's say the salary for Jane Smith is 4,000 and the bonus for Jane Smith is 400, not float again. All we need to do now is to change this object to Jane, and we change this to Jane for the bonus Jane, and we'll now call this function for Jane, so sorry, the method for Jane. So we'll put Jane there. So, and if we come back here and clear the console, refresh, we have total pay for John Holt is 5,500.5. total pay for Jane Smith is $4,400. So it is quite very simple, and don't worry, I'll explain when and where to use literal notation before the end of this video. The next episode will look at how to create objects using constructor pattern. Alright, so what we'll try to do now is to make this a little bit complex by adding another method. So let's say Jane borrowed money from this company, let's say loaned money from this company, $1,000, you understand? We'll calculate the total pay that is needed to be paid to Jane after calculating the salary and bonus. Then we'll subtract the amount that I borrowed from the company to have his final total pay, you understand? So let's have another property called loan, and let's say borrowed $1,000, and we separate it with comma. Another method to calculate the amount, total amount, after removing the amount that she borrowed from the company rather. So let's call this after loan, and this method now, sorry, this is supposed to be a column. Okay, console.log, and we'll say Jane, or what I'll do is to give this a parameter, and what we'll just do is to say title is equal to, let's put this in parentheses, Jane.salary plus Jane.bonus minus Jane.loan. So that's it. So after doing this, we'll now have to console.log this on the screen. So we'll say console.log the total pay dot name, and we append this after loan has been deducted is, can I say, total pay. The total is from our parameter here, and the parameter is holding the final solution from here. So let's call this method for Jane. So we'll say Jane.after loan. Clear this off, and we'll save this, and let's clear our console and refresh. We have a syntax error somewhere, reference error, console.log. Okay, thing is on what, on line 28. I think there's a mistake somewhere. It's supposed to be console.log. Okay, sorry for that. Let's clear this off again, refresh. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is just that one we just made. So total pay for Jane Smith after loan has been deducted is 3,400. So I think I should save this back and refresh. So let me clear this off again, refresh, and we have this. Alright, so what we just did here is we created another method to calculate the total pay for Jane after removing the amount that I borrowed from the company, because she has to pay the money, understand? So that's it, and I think with this example you should be able to understand how to create objects and access the properties and the method inside that object using literal notation pattern or object initializer. So the name object initializer came like, okay, we know we initialize the object, we give values to this object ourselves, you understand? That's what it's trying to say. So in this case, you see even the properties, we give them values, you understand? So we initialize all the properties inside the object, and that's why we say it's called object initializer. So, and what again? Okay, we use this when you are dealing with objects that are not similar, understand, that are having different properties. In this case, Jane and John have the same properties but different values. But mind you, you can use this when you have objects with different properties or that are not similar at all. So you know this very well. Like when you want to create objects for pets like dog and cat, you can use something like this, the literal notation pattern. But when you are going to create objects for a dog and a goat, you know these are two different domestic animals. You can think of how to use constructor pattern, and we'll look at constructor pattern in the next episode. I believe you understood what I just explained here. If you don't, please leave a comment below and I'll do well to answer your questions. Thank you guys for watching this episode. If you really learned something from this video, please click on that like button below and please don't forget to subscribe.